All right, so you're ready to learn about traditional Chinese medicine and pain management, huh?
Yeah, specifically what's available here in Singapore.
Right. And luckily, we found some really interesting stuff from the Sian Chay Medical Institution. You familiar with them?
Oh, yeah, yeah. They're a pretty well-known TCM clinic here in the Lion City, right?
Right. And they do all sorts of different treatments. But we're going to focus on pain management today.
Yeah, and their whole approach to pain is, well, pretty different from what a lot of people are used to.
So, I guess first things first, what exactly is traditional Chinese medicine?
Well, TCM is a whole system of medicine that's been around for literally thousands of years.
Wow, thousands, huh?
Yeah. And it views the body as this interconnected system, right? So it takes into account not just your physical symptoms, but also your mental, emotional, and even spiritual well-being.
Okay, so it's not just about treating like a headache with a pill. It's about looking at the whole picture.
Exactly. And they really focus on that connection between the body, mind, and spirit. Like, they believe that emotions can actually have a physical impact on your body.
Whoa, okay, that's interesting. So in that context, how does TCM actually approach pain management?
Well, in TCM, pain is often seen as a sign that something is out of balance in the body. Like, there might be a blockage in the flow of qi. Qi, it's like this vital energy that TCM practitioners believe flows through specific pathways in the body called meridians.
Okay, so kind of like a river or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you have a dam in a river, the water can't flow freely, right?
Right, right.
Well, it's the same with qi. If there's a blockage, it can lead to all sorts of problems, including pain.
So how do they go about fixing those blockages?
Well, Sian Chay uses a combination of different techniques, and each one is tailored to the individual. Acupuncture is one you've probably heard of.
Yeah, tiny needles.
Exactly. They insert those tiny needles into specific points along those meridians, and it can help to stimulate the flow of qi and blood. They actually integrate it with Tuina massage, which helps those needles get deeper into the muscles.
Thinner massage, huh?
Yeah, it's like this form of Chinese therapeutic massage that they combine with the acupuncture.
Interesting. And does that actually, help with pain?
There's a growing body of scientific evidence that supports acupuncture's effectiveness for various conditions. They've published their own research on how well this combo treats chronic pain. But remember, it's not a magic bullet. TCM practitioners believe that for chronic pain, you need a holistic approach, treating the body, mind, and spirit, right?
Right. So besides acupuncture, what else do they do?
Well, another technique they use is moxibustion. Have you heard of that one?
I've heard the name, but I don't really know what it is.
It involves burning dried herbs called moxa near specific points on the body. The heat is actually quite soothing, and it helps to warm and invigorate the flow of qi.
Okay, so they're literally burning something near your skin. Isn't that kind of dangerous?
It's perfectly safe when done by a trained practitioner. They're very careful, and the heat is very gentle. Think of it more like a warm compress. It's particularly good for conditions where there's a feeling of cold or dampness, like arthritis.
Interesting. Okay, so acupuncture, moxibustion. What about cupping?
Ah, yes, cupping.
Those marks. They always look kind of scary, like little octopus bites or something.
I know, right? But it's not as bad as it looks. They just fade pretty quickly.
So what's actually happening there?
So basically, they put these glass cups on your skin and create a vacuum. And that section, well, think of it like wringing out a sponge.
Okay.
It pulls up and out all that stuff that builds up in your muscles and causes stiffness and pain. Metabolic byproducts, they call them. It also stimulates blood flow and helps to relax those tight muscles.
Interesting. So it sounds like they've got a whole arsenal of tools to tackle pain. What kinds of conditions does Sian Chay say they can actually help with specifically?
Oh, the list is long. We're talking chronic pain, sports injuries, back pain, neck pain, headaches. You name it, they probably treat it.
So if I have a stiff neck from sitting at my computer all day, they could help with that.
Probably, yeah. They also work with things like osteoarthritis, sciatica, tennis elbow. They might even suggest some lifestyle changes too,
Like what?
like incorporating mindful movement. Have you heard of Tai Chi or Qigong?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Aren't those slow, gentle exercises? Yeah.
And they can really help with pain management and overall well-being.
Huh. So what would you say to someone who's listening and thinking, okay, this sounds great, but will it really work for me?
I'd say TCM is not about offering quick fixes, right? It's
Hmm.
about understanding your body and finding what works best for you. And Sian Chay, well, they're known for their patient-centric approach. They've got a team of skilled practitioners who can really assess your individual needs and create a personalized treatment plan.
And that's what makes this so cool, right? It's not one size fits all. It's about restoring that balance and harmony.
Exactly.
Well, I think you've given our listeners a lot to think about. Any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Just, encourage everyone to be open to exploring different approaches to health and wellness. You might be surprised at what you discover about yourself and your body.
Great advice. And if you're here in Singapore and all this talk of TCM has you intrigued, definitely check out Sian Chay. Now, here's something to ponder as you go about your day. If our emotions can really impact the flow of energy in our bodies, like we've been discussing, what does that mean for how we manage our stress and take care of our emotional well-being? That's something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.